Yeah, I love this. And we were just actually talking about this with Emma Pace for our Toronto market update. And I think it makes a lot of sense to look a little bit more globally at any city, right? Like, how is Waterloo being driven? Well, likely from traffic from Toronto, right? Like, let's just be real about it.
Yep.
And one of her main points touches upon a lot of the points that you're making. Was she's kind of the analogy that real estate is a yo-yo on an escalator on the way up, right? And so that's kind of funny
Perfect analogy.
because it is. I mean, it's up and it's down in the short term. Long term, though, like your charts have all shown this as well. Your data is concrete on this, that like the trend is up, like the trend line is way up. And depending on when you bought, like this 5% drop in the market literally does not matter if you bought anytime. When we were looking at your chart there, like anytime before 2019, like you are golden here.
You made the easiest $250,000 you'll ever make,
and you didn't do anything for it. So it's not as if you're losing your shirt here. It's like, no, there's just market forces that have to be appreciated.
Yep.
And I 100% agree with you on the fact that housing supply is going to be a big issue, probably in perpetuity for Ontario, because we've never been able to solve it. I don't think we're about to solve it. And when we looked at the data for Toronto on that market update, it was very obvious that the housing supply was ridiculously low compared to the amount of immigration and inbound people. So if you're not building houses, you're not building supply, and there's a lot of red tape in regards to building density. It's not going to just magically solve itself. I mean, look at how we generally in Ontario solve problems. Like what was the rapid transit thing in Waterloo that took 400 years and never actually got built? Like this is how we.
The LRT is a valuable component of the community, Adam. Okay.
Okay.
Long term, it's going to be great. I believe in it. Side note, as an investors, check out. So we're talking with some city planners a couple of years ago. If you're within a kilometer walking distance, even better, 500 meters walking distance to any one of those LRT stops.
Yeah, that's money. I know some of my
just
classmates.
A little tidbit for the investors out there. Just saying, take a peek at it. Look at those areas. Just saying.
Some of my classmates made big appreciation on there, but
yeah, it's a good spot.
I completely agree. The supply challenge is not going to be solved overnight, and I think in the short term, when we're looking at these price fluctuations, like there's no trend line on this graph, but it doesn't take a computer scientist to imagine how the trend line looks, right? Like supply is just simply at its low. And price is very obviously here hockey sticking in the last few years. But I mean, supply is just not going to fix itself. So
no. And the reality is guys, good deals still sell quickly. This is the days on market.
Yeah.
It's been below 10 for almost a full year.
Yeah. You list yourself.
You have to go out and find and secure the property in less than a week. That is insane.